Hi, and a good morning. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. We are going to move right along in this, the woman's book of positive quotations. We're going to wrap it up today, okay? Then I have a little tad bit at the end, but before I get started, certainly peace and blessings be upon you this day. And these are the quotes I have from Growing from Adversity. If you haven't had at least a slight poetic crack in the heart, you have been cheated by nature. Phyllis Batelli. When something bad happens to me, I think I'm able to deal with it in a pretty good way. That makes me lucky. Some people fall apart at the first little thing that happens. Christy Brinkley. True knowledge comes only through suffering. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Suffering raises up those souls that are truly great. It is only small souls that are made mean-spirited by it. Alexandra David Neal. He disposes doom who hath suffered him. Emily Dickinson. Prosperity provideth, but adversity proveth friends. Queen Elizabeth I. Suffering has always been with us. Does it really matter in what form it comes? All that matters is how we bear it and how we fit it into our lives. Eddie Hillesum. At every step, the child should be allowed to meet the real experience of life. The thorns should never be plucked from his roses. Ellen Key. You can't be brave if you only had wonderful things happen to you. Mary Tyler Moore. Trouble cured you salty as a country ham, smoky to the taste, thick-skinned and tender inside. Marge Percy. In all things preserve integrity, and the consciousness of thy own uprightness will alleviate the toil of business, soften the hardness of ill success and disappointments, and give thee a humble confidence before God. When the ingratitude of man or the iniquity of the times may rob thee of other rewards. Barbara Paley. Difficulties, opposition, criticism. These things are meant to be overcome. And there is a special joy in facing them and in coming out on top. It is only when there is nothing but praise that life loses its charm. And I begin to wonder what I should do about it. Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit. Women are like tea bags. Put them in hot water and they get stronger. Eleanor Roosevelt. Hot water is my native element. I was in it as a baby, and I've never seemed to get out of it ever since. Dame Edith Sitwell. However confused the scene of our life appears, however torn we may be who now do face that scene, it can be faced and we can go on to be whole. Muriel Rukeyser. If you have to be careful because of oppression and censorship, this pressure produces diamonds. Tatiana Tosteya. We say, mad with joy. We should say, wise with grief. Margaret Yourcenar. It is only after an unknown number of uncensored labors, after a host of noble hearts have succumbed in discouragement, convinced that their cause is lost, it is only then that cause triumphs. Madame Guizot. To be tested is good. The challenge life may be the best therapist. Gail Sheehy. It constantly happens that the Lord permits a soul to fall so that it may grow humbler. Teresa of Avila. Without the burden of affliction, it is impossible to reach the height of grace. The gift of grace increases as the struggle increases. St. Rose of Lima. I have learned in a great university of hard knocks a philosophy that no woman who has an easy life ever acquires. I have learned to live each day as it comes and not to borrow trouble by dreading tomorrow. It is the dark menace of the future that makes cowards of us. Dorothy Dix. There is often in people to whom the worst has happened an almost transcendent freedom, for they have faced the worst and survived it. Carol Pearson. Until you lost your reputation, you never realized what a burden it was or what freedom really is. Margaret Mitchell. I think my biggest achievement is that after going through a rather difficult time, I consider myself comparatively sane. I'm proud of that. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Excuse me. I have been in Sorrel's kitchen and licked out all the pots. Then I have stood on a peaky mountain wrapped in rainbows with the harp and sword in my hands. Zora Neale Hurston. This struggle of people against their conditions, this is where you find the meaning in life. Rose Sherman. In my end is my beginning. Mary, Queen of Scots. And that does complete this book. Yeah, we're on 256. Well, y'all may or may not can see that. But yeah, there we go. We completed the whole book. I'm not seeing anything in regards to future books in this book. But certainly, we did complete the Woman's Book of Positive Quotations. Chapter 1 all the way to chapter 32 here on Poem Praise 2. Now, let me give you a little tad bit of information to reading this book. Not only was it food for the mind and food for the internal, spiritual, and emotional. But you know, sometimes when you're reading stuff, others might try to challenge you, like you're reading books of positive quotations. You always positive? No, not at all times, because I'm going to be 100 and keep it real. Life, you have the vicissitudes. What that means is you have the ups and downs. You have the mountains and you have the valleys. But you want to know something? Cream rises to the top, right? So, you know, if you're down, certainly it could go up again, right? And if you're up, you might go down. But in regards to the mind, no stinking thinking. In regards to the mind, continue to be in training. Continue to push forward. Push your way through it. Kind of like the diamonds, Not going to be able to see the diamonds unless you get the pressure on it. The pressure on it to find out what's on the inside. Kind of like you in the ring and you got to keep on punching. Keep on punching some uppercuts. Sometimes you're going to have to, let that keep on going, dodge right past it. This is just being real because this is life. Life going to throw you some punches. Now, you just can't be acting like you a deer in headlights. No. That is not the way to go. So, trying to tell you, it's about motivation. That might be every day. Determination every day. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough? For real, do you want what it is that you're going for bad enough in order to put the time in it? Yeah, see, look at my watch. In order to put the time in it. Do you want the benefits of your labor in order to put the work in it? Remember, I was telling my child, hard workers, what do? They work hard. A hard worker works hard. So what is it that you're working for? The vision. Can you see it? Now, if you could see it, guess what? Wait a minute. Let me do one of these numbers. If you can see it, believe it, and you can achieve it. And on some of those days, it's going to be like, oh, I can see it. I'm trying to achieve it. But it's going to be like baby steps. Kind of like one of the things I read in this book, success is not just walking through a door. It's like you got to take steps. Steps and steps, It's like a staircase. Got to keep on taking the steps. What shoes you got on? They made for walking, right? So got to take some steps. Baby steps. Yeah, I heard on the Landocious show, you're going to have to crawl, first of all. Then after you crawl, you're going to stand up and you're going to take a step. After you get comfortable with the step, you might start running. You on a roll. Next thing you know, spread your wings and fly. So this just little determination to get some of y'all. I don't know. Do you need a jump start? Something might seem like it's not alive. It might, like a car. It might seem like it's dead, like it's not moving. Wait a minute. Hold up. It's got a battery. Just needs a charge. We just gotta hook it into the electrical outlet and give it a charge. Yeah, because once you give it a charge, give it a jump start. What you thought was dead is not. Is much alive. What you thought was sleep is not. It's awakened. What you thought was dormant, it's not dormant. All of a sudden, you got this quick start. All of a sudden, you got this enlightenment. All of a sudden, you got this self-realization of who you are, what you came from. Kind of like my tree in the back right here. You see, these some roots. Once you start figuring out what's down in your roots, it allows you to be able to spread out in different cities, spread out in different states, spread out worldwide, spread out, That's what this about. Poem Praise 2 is coming at you. And I certainly, we got to celebrate. We just finished the book, and believe me, I got some more coming for you here on Poem Praise 2 for the next book that's going to come up. Going to give a holler out to the children that may be tuned into this channel. Time to uplift, not to downgrade. If everything else in the world is upgrading, what do you think we need to do as a people? Pretty much. Upgrading everywhere. The time is now. It's upgrading time. Upgrading time. Let me clear that up for you. Understand? Understand what I'm talking about? All right. So yeah, we finished the book. I'm excited. We about to get the next book going. Hey. So I want you to have a blessed rest of the day, and stay tuned to hear on Poem Praise too, because I will be coming back at you. So certainly for the rest of this day, keep your heads up, because brighter days are coming. Sure enough. Sure enough. All right. Later, y'all.